Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, it's been volatile once again since last night. And that's because we got more tariff news. So, I got to talk about that. And also, today, we do have this very important key crypto conference. So, let's talk about that as well. A lot of things going on today, guys. Today could be a really fantastic day for Bitcoin and crypto. Let's discuss everything. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. We are starting out the day a little bit lower than last night. Yesterday, we had a really good recovery. We went from as low as $91,000 all the way up to $101,000 last night. We have come back down a little bit. We're starting out the day around 99.5, right? But things can certainly move in a big way the remaining of today after that huge press conference, right? Who knows what is going to be said, but there are a lot of things that are speculated, so I'll cover those. But in the meantime, a lot of alts are still holding their gains from yesterday, and you have movers like Sui today that's really moving. So that's good. Hopefully you guys had a chance to DCA over the last few days, and there's still plenty of opportunities out there. As for the broader market, we are opening up slightly mixed, more green than not, which is good. So Wall Street is getting past the fears about all the tariffs, right? Obviously, I covered this last night, but in case you missed it, both Mexico and Canada, they have somewhat worked out a deal with the U.S. They're both going to deploy 10,000 troops to the borders, to their own border, to try to stop the drug trade from happening. So Trump has given each one 30-day grace period, and I'm sure in that time they're going to be discussing other things. But yeah, so at least both of them, there's no tariffs, and Canada backed off its threat about imposing 25% tariff on U.S. goods too. So that's good, but China now is coming back saying, man, we're not going to be so easy bullied, okay? You're not just going to bully us. We don't border you. So China is saying, well, if we don't work something out, we're going to place tariffs on U.S. goods up to 15% on U.S. imports starting February 10th and 10% on oil, farm goods, cars, and so forth. But China did say that this is just, what is it, symbolic move for now, right? Which means they are definitely open to talking, okay, to work this out. But they are doing it because they have to. They can't just be bullied by the U.S. So we'll see if something can be worked out. As of right now, I think most people are thinking that there will be something worked out. Otherwise, I think the stock market will reflect and we would be way in the negative, in the red right now. So I'm thinking that because of how swift Canada and Mexico both came out with something, I think people think that China will too, but we'll see. So that's the latest with the tariff situation. What else is going on? Well, Elon is doing a lot with DOGE. Okay, this really doesn't have to do anything with crypto, but I just find it interesting that this is a real thing. This started out as a joke, but now it's getting real serious and people are having real problems with it. At least the old regime in Congress, Trump has given Elon a lot of power with this new Department of Government Efficiency. So they are just going into every official federally funded program and seeing if they can slash it or just cancel it. So the first one was this U.S. aid department, which is just, as far as I know, I looked it up. It's just a department that helps educate on foreign affairs. That's what I found out. We dedicate up to $50 billion to this department. Whether it's needed or not, no one knows. And it was funny too, because when they tried to go in, or when Elon tried to go in, the main guy just like took a vacation day or something, trying to prevent him from going in or something like that. I don't know. Like, it didn't work. Oh, and they tried to call the U.S. Marshals on Elon, and that didn't work either. But now Elon wants to terminate the Department of Education, saying that almost up to $1 trillion is wasted a year with a lot of wasted loans. And this is tricky because you can't just dismantle the Department of Education without Congress approval. And Congress is not going to approve this. So what are they going to do? Well, it seems like what they're going to do is try to get everyone to go on leave or get everyone to get early retirement. So they're going to try to get everyone out so that the department can't operate, and then essentially shuts it down. It's interesting. It's interesting what they're trying to do. I don't know if this is a good thing. I don't know the ins and outs of the Department of Education and whether this is a good thing. If students of tomorrow can get a loan anymore, if that happens. So I don't know, but according to Elon, $1 trillion almost is being wasted a year on this. And then also, Elon Musk is given access to U.S. Treasury data. So basically, he has access to everything at this point. And he's being sued because he has access to this. So having access to U.S. Treasury data means that he has access to basically all Americans' personal and financial data, including those of Congress, including those of his competitors, and everyone alike. Again, this has nothing to do with crypto, but I just find this fascinating. I just do. And I'm not saying this is a good thing. I don't know if I trust Elon with all this information, but Trump does. And I don't know where this is going to go. Maybe Elon does a lot of good and cuts a lot of fat, and we do save a whole bunch of money, right? But hopefully cutting out all the fat doesn't mean that we lose a lot of the things that are actually good. I don't know. But it really is happening. It really is happening. He is given all the access, and a lot of people do not like it. He's actually being sued for this. And the reason why he has access is because the new Treasury Secretary gave him full access. I don't think the old one would have, but the new one did. So there you go. All right. Anyways, that's it. As for other things, well, look at this. While I'm talking about Elon, Bitcoin is going up in a big way. What else is there? Well, today we got a couple economic news or data coming out. Job openings today, factory orders. Tomorrow's going to be a big one. ADP employment numbers. That's going to be absolutely huge, right? And then Thursday we got jobless claims. And then Friday we got another big one. The jobs report, the unemployment report. That's going to be absolutely huge. Okay, so the rest of this week, we're going to get a lot of economic data, and hopefully they're a little bit better. In this case, what we want is a little bit worse than expected, because then it's going to convince Powell to cut more rates. Right? That's what we want. So, for example, jobless claims, 214,000 people, right, unemployed. We want to see that maybe at, 220,000, which means that there's more people unemployed, right? You want it to be a little bit worse than what's predicted, because that gives Powell more ammunition to cut. All right. This is also very pro-crypto. Now the SEC lawyers, the lower level lawyers, cannot just start an investigation without top level approval. So under Gary Gensler before, a lot of the smaller guys under him, if they wanted to, they're like, okay, this guy is starting some crypto project. I want to look into him, right? They will. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not, right? But now they have changed it with under the new acting chair. They have made it so that you have to go to the top level guys. They have to look at it first and decide, okay, this is actually a bad project before you go after them. And this is not just crypto. I mean, this could be normal Web 2 companies too. But I will say this makes it a whole lot safer than previous times, right? But this also makes it so that there are a lot more rugs. Right now, like everyone under the sun is launching their own meme, and I don't think the SEC is looking at it. Everyone is launching their own meme. So this is good and bad at the same time. Yeah. All right, what else is there? This is the big thing, okay? This is what I want to get to. This is the headline story. The key crypto conference held by the new Crypto Czar, David Sacks. It's going to be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:30 p.m. Central Time. A lot of speculation on what he's going to be talking about, okay? First, that Bitcoin strategic reserve. Is he going to talk about that? But is he going to talk about other things in regards to Bitcoin? Could be Bitcoin mining too. He could make it so that it's very favorable to be a Bitcoin miner in the United States. Maybe tax incentives. Maybe no capital gains on mine Bitcoin. There are so many things that you can come out with, right? But the biggest one obviously is the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And yesterday it was announced that the sovereign fund is being created. And most people are speculating that the sovereign fund will also purchase Bitcoin. I mean, the guy running it himself holds hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. So think about it. Put two and two together. Now, something else is clarity on ETH and staking. Well, ETH is already declared a non-security, right? But what about staking? That's something that Gary Gensler said was a security, staking. But if ETH staking is declared a non-security, that changes the game. ETFs has been trying to layer that in for a while, where if you could buy ETH ETF, you can get rewards, the ETH staking rewards. So basically the funds themselves would stake ETH, and whatever rewards they get would be passed on to the ETF holders. That would be awesome, right? And what about just staking in general? What about taxes on staking rewards? What about removing capital gains taxes on staking altogether? That would be huge. Like right now, not a whole lot of people, I think, stake, right? But I think a lot more people would if they don't have to worry about calculating all the little taxes that they get from all the staking. That could be big. XRP. What about the lawsuit, right? The appeal process, the last appeal process from the SEC. Maybe they're going to announce that's over. That would be huge. Live on air, they're like, the SEC is pulling out. They're giving up. XRP and Ripple is free. That would be huge. Very huge. Maybe he's going to announce something with XRP's ETF as well. That's rumored also. There are a lot of things. A lot of things. I'm not going to talk about Litecoin because the guarantee is not going to talk anything about Litecoin. And then Cardano. Who knows? Cardano, Hedera, he may be talking things about them in terms of the digital ID system that was rumored, digital voting system that was rumored, right? There may be other official systems that are coming out or being worked on that could be on one of those chains, right? And Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, is seen at SpaceX with Elon. Maybe something with DOGE. Who knows? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just speculating here. There are a lot of things that he could say. Or maybe he says nothing at all. Maybe he just holds a press conference and says, you know what? I'm going to be making a lot of moves later this year. So, you know, get ready. It could just be a pre-announcement. You know, a lot of people in crypto do pre-announcements, but I'm hoping he comes prepared with a lot of actions. And it's something that we've been waiting for a long time, right? We want to see America great. We want to see crypto great, especially in America, because we have seen crypto held down forever in this country. We have seen crypto thrive in other countries. In South Korea, for example, in Japan, for example, in Singapore, for example, even in parts of Europe, for example, they have thrived, but not in the US. Crypto has not thrived here under the regime of Gary Gensler, but hopefully this changes things, right? So we'll see. We will see what happens. All right. After, well, not after, but what else is there? So outside of this, we still have other bullish news. States continue to pile on. Yeah, David Sacks might also talk about the states too. Missouri opens up. You know, we already had Arizona approve this. Missouri's doing this. And, you know, if you're trying to keep count, like we got proposals left and right. Eventually, every single state is going to dedicate some of their funds to buy Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time. This whole map is going to be orange. It's going to be glorious. So you just have to wait. And right now, Bitcoin dominance is really high, right? Alts have taken a beating, especially over the last few days. So this is why you don't want to miss out on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin fell down to 91,000, it seemed like it was scary, but overall it was only down like 10% or something. But alts went down like 30%. This is the reason why you need to have Bitcoin in your portfolio, for that stability and for growth too. You know, in my DCA portfolio that I've been adding since 2021 for 4 years, the highest performing asset in there is Bitcoin. So that tells you something. It's hard to outperform Bitcoin over a long haul. That's why Bitcoin maxis argue that everything else is just a distraction. And sometimes I also do feel like that way. So, you know, we'll talk about that during my DCA day tomorrow. And, you know, here's the last thing. Well, not last thing, but one of the last things I'll say. The funding rate for Bitcoin has dropped to below zero once again after that massive, massive liquidation, like about $10 billion. And usually when you have a massive liquidation like that and the funding rate gets, you know, gets below zero again, the market's ready to move. It's really that simple. And from a chart perspective, yeah, it's looking good. We're on top of this trend line. We're holding. And the next move is that giant leg up. You just have to have patience. But today, I mean, that David Sacks, that press conference could be a game changer, could set the tone for the U.S. for the next 4 years. Maybe not just the next 4 years. It could be forever. So I really hope that he comes prepared and he says a lot of great things. Outside of these things, not a whole lot. Yesterday, I didn't talk about this. A lot of people were very excited, so I'll just talk about it. Telcoin has received approval for digital asset bank charter. So this project can now issue stable coins and can take deposits of crypto in Nebraska. Yay. Travago, which is a travel site, has integrated with Travala. So now you can pay with crypto if you wanted to. Yay. And Helium Mobile, which is on top of Solana, opens up waitlist for its free 5G wireless plan. A lot of people have told me they're on Helium Mobile, $20 a month, unlimited everything. But now they're going to open up a free wireless plan, 3 gigs of data, 300 texts, and 100 minutes of calls each month for free. That doesn't seem like a lot, but maybe that's enough, especially for kids or something. Yeah. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's see. And that's a great picture right there. And that's not AI generated. That's a great picture. MicroStrategy's up, Exodus up, Coinbase down, Robinhood up, Nvidia up today. It's kind of a mixed day, but Nasdaq is in the green. So Wall Street is taking the tariffs thing pretty well indeed. All right, let's do some Q&A. Daniel. A lot of people keep talking about this. Daniel's asking, thoughts on Eric Trump's tweet yesterday regarding a good time to buy ETH? I think he's just shilling ETH because of that project that they're associated with, World Liberty Financial. That's it. I would not buy ETH over Solana. I would not buy ETH over Sol. Sui. I would not buy ETH over XRP. I mean, I just wouldn't do it. There are better buys. Now, I would buy ETH over Litecoin, though. Hey George, have you tried using the Cardano chain for swaps? It's pretty clunky. Anything on Cardano right now is pretty clunky. All the dexes like MinSwap and stuff, they're all slow and clunky. So I'm really hoping that all these upgrades on Cardano are going to make things really fast and seamless and great. All these closet, all these closet Litecoiners joining in on a chat. BDC, Dan Webb. BDC is part of the finance and economic news now. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. I will. I will. There are a lot of great buys right now, guys. A lot of undervalued, a lot of very undervalued projects right now. Tom Reyes, no, not this time. Altcoin season started with ETH before. You know why? Because all the memes were on ETH before. Guess where the memes are on now? Sol. And prior cycle, or the prior cycle, we had NFTs that were hot on ETH. Guess where the NFTs are now? Sol. Zoomer Mushroom. Any word on Sol ETF yet? Could I outperform ETH? Yes. Yes. And yes. I don't know. I don't know about the approval. No one talks about it. I don't know if it's been denied or it's been delayed or they're asking for public comments. I haven't heard anything. What's going to happen is, I'm going to throw out my prediction here. What's going to happen is probably by May timeframe, May or June, I would say probably to be a safe side, by June timeframe, you're going to see XRP flip above ETH. Okay? And then Sol will be right next to ETH. And then I would say sometime probably around October, November, end of this cycle. Maybe we don't have an end, but like the peak, like when Bitcoin is at like 250 or 300 and everything is skyrocketing. I feel like at that point you will see then Solana flip above Ethereum. I don't know if Solana is going to be strong enough now to be above XRP. To be honest, XRP may be at number 2. but I still think that it's go flip Ethereum. Chris, you snip this. You snip it. I tend to be very accurate with my long-term predictions. Short-term, yeah, I'm not good. No one is good at short-term. I don't have magic 8 balls. Long-term predictions, pretty darn accurate. In 2024, earlier 2024, I made some predictions that were dead on about the end of 2024. It was like perfect. I even called it out. Cass, if Trump announces buying Bitcoin reserve, the price will jump. U.S. Treasury dip. Well, we had to buy Bitcoin for a much higher price. That does not make any sense. You got to realize the U.S. government has so much money, and they can buy as much as they can. You know, it doesn't really matter. They're not trying to buy out the whole supply. They're trying to just buy $200 in a year. And there still will be volatility. So a lot of it could be baked in already. So it's not like they announce it's going to go to $1 million each. I love watching the chat and seeing all these haters, and I just ban them, and they don't realize they're banned, and then they just like keep on talking. Not a whole lot of questions. I guess that means it's time. Let's see. Why is Trump's company continuing to stack ETH? First of all, people need to realize that's not his company. He has no say in what they do. In fact, he has no association. He's not on the board. He's not part of the company at all. Go to World Liberty Financial's website and you'll see it. It's just two dudes that created a ETH project, and then somehow they made a deal with the Trumps saying, hey, if you tweet about us, we'll give you 50% of the revenue and we'll send you some tokens. And somehow the Trump family agreed. That's it. And those two dudes, they have launched failed projects before, one after another. So they're not like reputable guys. Not saying they're shady, but they have launched many projects that have failed in the past. So you guys have to be careful. Don't think of it as a Trump project. It's not like a project he came out with. It's just some dudes that somehow got him to tweet about it. Today is Michael Saylor's birthday, right? Man, Michael Saylor, before he passes away, he may be the world's first trillionaire. I don't even know if you could watch this press conference on TV. I'm assuming it's going to be on TV somewhere. I don't actually know which channel, or if it's going to be streamed on YouTube or something. I'm assuming so. Yeah. I didn't even cover this. Semler Scientific buys another $88.5 million for the Bitcoin, 871, which is awesome. All right, guys. I guess we'll all have to tune in and see what David Sacks is going to say. Could be absolutely huge, a game changer for Bitcoin and crypto. So I'm going to be tuning in. I'm going to be digesting everything he's saying, and then I'll lay it out for you guys tonight. All right? So make sure you tune in, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tonight. Take care.